Sunday, April the 6th, saw the tour roll into Toyama for Asanoyama's grand homecoming, which I felt was a must-have sumo experience. They far from sold out the arena, but the 4,000 locals who did come left their precious cup-winning son in no doubt as to his value to them. Hundreds asked him for autographs, but he gallingly had to decline, saying, "It's pro sumo rules, I'm afraid. If you're not a salaried wrestler, you shouldn't be signing things. But boy did I want to, though." Asked in the Q&A session how he sees himself in a year's time, he responded, The two wrestlers alongside him, and at least 4 other big names, told him, "Come back to salaried level quickly." The Toyama training session, though, saw Kotozakura spotlighted, of his own volition. He fought more bouts than anyone else, Daieisho, Hiradomi and Meisei his foes, and picked up a stack of wins with trademark solid work on the belt. "It was just about seeing where I'm at," he told the press after his second practice bout burst of the week. Asked why his hard training has not paid off this year so far, he said, "My condition hasn't been bad, for sure. You might say several of my defeats have been by paper-thin margins, but the little errors that caused those defeats are still a cause for concern. Proper analysis is needed." And asked how it has come to be that his Yokozuna bid has merely been followed by title wins for his rivals, he said, "There's no point obsessing over other wrestlers, otherwise I'd never stop. It's just about persevering and never forgetting why I became a professional, to reach the highest rank. Everything is an experience, and maybe those from January and March will fill in the holes in my game. You never know what the future holds." Sakura also took on Daieisho in the penultimate Toyama exhibition bout, before Hoshoryu and Onosato waved the city goodbye. The following day did they journey to the latter's Tsubata hometown for the first tour event there in 55 years. Their exhibition rematch was of course won by Onosato, who also went 7-1 in morning practice against Daieisho, Nishikigi and Meisei. "I've got various things to work on, and that requires proper application," Sato said of his first practice bouts this month. He continued, "It's great they could get this event together during my active wrestling days." The park around the Tsubata arena was where he spent his days during COVID, doing 50-meter dashes and carrying his 125-kilo dad on his back. "It's great to see what all those efforts have come to," his father Tomoyuki said, admiring the 21 banners erected in his son's honor. Tsubata training was ruled, though, by the Yokozuna, who went 12-2 in his biggest session of bouts since early March. His foes were Hiradomi and Hakuoho. "I thought things went okay. and my injury has mostly healed, he said, despite persisting with elbow tape and support. Quizzed about Yokozuna pressure, he said, "Of course, it's different to Ozeki. I now feel I must set an example for every other wrestler." He's also revealed he has sought advice from ex-Yokozuna Kakuryu, who is making his tour debut as a coach. "I got him to expand more on what he feels a Yokozuna's job description is and how I should condition myself," Hoshoryu said. "I value his advice immensely, not only as his Yokozuna junior, but as a graduate of the same elementary and junior high schools he went to." Hoshoryu makes sure to bow deeply to the ring at the end of each tour training session, seemingly to distance himself from the brashness of his uncle, of which reporters remind him in jest. He's enjoying his time on the tour and admiring each city's cherry blossoms. Anything to distract the mind from the early crisis he faces as an injured standard bearer.